Before we get into the video, I wanted to address something a little bit more serious. I find it eerily poetic that we're having a massive ice storm, as ice has their grubby, fascist little paws all over Minnesota and a ton of communities across the country. I don't feel particularly equipped to speak on what's going on in Minnesota as someone who does not live there. But I do know that ICE is not done with their horrors. And I didn't want to release this video without acknowledging what's going on and offering some resources for anyone who may be watching this video as a distraction. First, I recommend that you check out standwithminnesota.com for more information on how best to support them from afar, such as donating to the Immigrant Rapid Response Fund. I also highly recommend watching this video from Legia Miller, who's one of my favorite news/commentary creators, who is also from Minneapolis. So not only is she very close to the chaos, but she also gives some guidance and resources for how to begin organizing in your own community. I'll be the first to admit I've not been as engaged as I probably could be the past few weeks, but I just wanted to remind everyone that the antidote to despair is not distraction, it is action. So I wanted to give you guys and myself some tools to do that. Fuck ice, stay safe, stay warm, and let's get into the video. Hello, good morning. I know I literally said in the last video that I wasn't going to be holding the mic, but this video kind of requires it. Anyway, hello. It's snowing again. We're getting more lake effect snow, so I think that might be some incentive for me to move. So my idea for today's video is very different from the one I released last, the video about my 2026 goals. I really need to organize my yarn collection, like desperately. And I figured it would be kind of fun to film it. It would give me a little bit of motivation. Honestly, it's just going to be kind of organizing this corner of the room because my dresser and all my K-pop albums are a mess right now too. But yeah, there's a lot of yarn kind of on the floor beneath me, like multiple bags with yarn in them. And it just desperately needs organized. I was going to go to the library today. That is not going to happen. That's going to have to wait for Wednesday. This is my gown from college. It has been hanging here for like 2.5 years since I graduated. I don't know if it came up in the last video that I'm a huge K-pop stan, if you couldn't see Jihyo behind me. Briefly, this is what it looks like outside. The camera really does not do it justice as to how bad the visibility is.
Hello, this is my very first time ever recording a voiceover, so we'll see how this goes. I started by just rifling through these bags of random ass colors, sorting them into 2 different baskets. That was literally trash. That was literally trash. And then I went through my drawers. So I had 1 basket for all my acrylic yarn and 1 basket for my natural fiber yarn. Here's what the baskets looked like after I'd pulled everything out of the dresser. And then I started going through the bottom drawer, which was just a bunch of random stuff. Like these abandoned projects, this little Generette plush, this Santa hat, all of this felt, printed patterns, ball bands from yarn in a Joann's bag. May she rest in peace. The instruction book for my iron, and this Joann's receipt with coupons, an ancient relic. So I have almost emptied out the dresser. I have a basket down here. The big basket is full of my acrylic yarn that needs rewound or just untangled and organized. The small basket, this one back here. This is all my natural fiber yarn, and a lot of it is like stuff from sweaters that I've unraveled, so I have large quantities of it. Then these bags are just yarn scraps and fabric scraps that I like to use for stuffing things. But the top drawer still has a bunch of like knitting needles and crochet hooks and other like tools and stuff in it, which I think I might wait until like Wednesday to start organizing that. I have like a whole basket full of old projects or like stuff I've thrifted that needs unraveled. That's not gonna happen anytime soon because this needs to take priority. I did go through and I only kept the ball bands for like important yarn like indie brands or like really nice yarn that I have. That's what it is right now, but I might reorganize that. This is so out of hand. Why do I have this much shit? I'll see you later. I might go out to the living room to set up my winding. We are set up in the living room to get started just so I have more floor space. I've got my roommate's lap desk that I'm borrowing. If you see this, thank you, Queen. And my yarn winder. And I just brought the drawers from the dresser because that was the easiest way I could think of to do this. And then I got my baskets of yarn and I'm probably going to watch Heated Rivalry for the second time. If y'all have the Heated Rivalry brain rot as well, please let me know in the comments. I love the show so much. And my friends got me the first 2 books for my birthday. I'm so excited. And I love a queer story. I love some yaoi. Or Yuri. Let it be known, I love both yaoi and Yuri. This is so ridiculous. I need to get onto the yarn. You are about to see the face of a girl who is so locked in. I swear to God, my ADHD ass has never focused on something so much as I was watching Heated Rivalry for the second time. You're about to see a basket with the most heinous tangled mass of yarn. Okay, we have all the acrylic sorted. It almost takes up this entire drawer, and then I have this basket. This basket is purely based on vibes. It is small balls. Usually it's like some random color, or it's like I have multiple different brands of the same color. Perfect. So glad that's done. That was a pain in the ass. It's also like sunny outside now. It stopped snowing. I'm on episode 4 of Heated Rivalry. Next up, I gotta tackle all this behind me. This is gonna be a little bit more of a mess. And like after I had sorted this basket, I found another bag. Had more shit in it. I kind of feel like I should just kind of go through and say what this stuff is because it's fucking random. Hello, sir? I think someone's snow blowing outside. At least they're clearing. A bunch of these loops and threads are from a friend of mine who works at Michael's, and she got me a bunch of different colors for my birthday, so that was really sweet. Cute little pink. This green is really pretty. There's a white. I have a few skeins of Drops Saffron. I think I wanted to try using cotton for my plushies, which I actually don't love. So now I just have a bunch of these. That is color 69. I'm not making that up. This is same brand. This I got at a little yarn shop in Chicago. Same kind of thing. I wanted to try it for plushies. This is Sirdar Happy Cotton. They just come in really small skeins, so it's kind of convenient for plushies. And then this is a little bit of another color. And then I have a couple balls of this wool from Knit Picks, I believe, I used to make a Santa hat. I might toss in a picture of that. And then there's the weight. I don't remember what this is. This is probably from Hobby. I don't know how that website is pronounced. But yeah, this is just a basic white cotton. I got this on, I think maybe my girlfriend and I's 3rd date. We went to a yarn shop and I'm working on a project with it that I've been working on for months. I don't remember the name of the brand. I'll try to remember to pop it up on screen. The rest of this basket is from sweaters I've unraveled, so this is gonna take a little bit of time to kind of go through. I think I want to make a video about thrifting sweaters and kind of what to look for, but there's already a lot of content like that out on YouTube, so I don't know. Let me know if anyone's interested in that. I got these at the same yarn shop in Chicago, but they're chenille, so maybe I'll just put them in here. This is just like some leftover sock yarn. Patton's Croy. Here's another skein of that saffron. This is a sock I made that needs to be unraveled because I ended up not liking this one. This, I believe, is the white drop saffron. This cotton is really soft. It's like a fingering weight. I might make socks out of it, but I feel like that might not be sturdy enough for socks, so we'll see. And then I have this little bit of another sock yarn, and I started a sock and then never finished it. I think I needed the needles for something else. More of that Patons Kroy sock yarn, the DPN, stray DPN. Love some sock yarn, some more Patons Kroy. Oh, the rest of that green. I used the rest of this skein to make a sock for my mom. She really liked the color of the yarn, so I just made her some socks for her birthday, which also happens to be my birthday. Fun fact. Oh, this is also a sweater that is in the process of being unraveled. This one is an all wool. It's obviously like a really fine thread, so I think what I'm gonna do is rewind these into a 3-ply. It won't be a super heavy weight, but at least it will be more usable than this, because this is even lighter than a fingering weight. This is a cashmere sweater that I got and unraveled, and then I triple this up and I've made one pair of socks out of it, and I'm working on making another, so I do need to harvest that to finish the other sock. Then this, I think, was from a black sweater. I think this is just cotton. I could probably double that up. So I think this is from a cotton like cardigan. One tip, if you are looking for sweaters to thrift to unravel, definitely look for sweaters with a large thread. A lot of commercially made sweaters have a very fine thread that is very difficult to knit with by hand. This sweater, this is like a cotton blend or something. I got 2 sweaters that are like very similar blue color. This is another like cotton blend, something like a charcoal gray. This is actually from a wool blanket that I got from my mom, that she got from my great aunt, and she gave me permission to unravel it and use the yarn. I think that's everything of note in here. I'm gonna get started on organizing all of this. Wish me luck. This was easily the worst part of this whole process. The cashmere broke extremely easily, and then winding all of these into like 2 or 3 ply was so tedious to keep everything from tangling. Okay, I don't have everything done. There's still a little bit in this laundry basket of like the real small balls of like wool and stuff, but I have 2 full dresser drawers of yarn now. I've watched like 5 episodes of Heated Rivalry while I'm doing this, if that gives you any idea how long it's been, how long I've been working on this. I'm gonna go make dinner because I'm starving. Do I have anything else to add? I don't think so. Other than, oh my god, I'm sick of winding yarn. You know what I should do before I go make dinner? I should show off my other like stuff that needs unraveled. When I see all the shit that I have sitting out, it's really embarrassing. Let's look through it, shall we? I'll remind myself what the fuck is in here. So this is a bag that I found in the drawer that I just need to unravel this so I can use the yarn again. I think my plan was to make this and sell it, and I never did. There's some dish towels that I made, and I discovered I don't like crocheted dish towels. Oh, this just needs finished. This is another sweater that I bought to unravel. It's gonna go with this blue yarn. I'm gonna make a sweater with that. It's a vest that I made with yarn from a sweater that I unraveled, but I actually don't like this, so I need to unravel it again. Part of a sweater that I've unraveled and I'm not finished with unraveling. This one needs finished unraveling. This, I honestly don't know what to do with this. I made this skirt for a concert and I don't like it anymore, but I am not unraveling all these pieces. So this might just exist in my collection perpetually. This is the wool blanket my mom gave me. I have 2 of these. They're like one body size. Maybe like a twin size. Like it is large, but it's not as large as you would think. This is a sweater I made in college that I don't like anymore. Same thing with the sweater vest I made in college that I don't like. Oh, this is a sweater vest that I unraveled and I attempted to try and make something new out of it, but I don't know what the fuck I was doing with this. More yarn. I think I was trying to do a swatch. This is actually a project. This is a tapestry of Remy Wolf's album cover, Big Ideas. I think I'm probably about a third of the way through with it, and I've been working on this for like a year and a half, working on it. And then this is the tank top that I was talking about that I'm making with the green yarn, with this yarn. I think that's actually everything in my collection. Minus there's some yarn I have in another bag that's for like giving away. My watch is dead, so I have no idea if I'm in frame or what the frame looks like, but hopefully it looks okay. All right, it is like 10 p.m. I started this at like noon. I need to stop for the night. So yarn is sorted. Took me quite a while to unravel the rest of that cashmere sweater. This is after I wound it into 3-ply, and like this is all I have left of that whole sweater. Then I started on unraveling this a little bit more, and I realized I couldn't use my winder. I had to like unravel it by hand and then wind it. So that's gonna take forever to do. Also, I'm wearing a mask because with this yarn specifically, when I'm unraveling it, it gets fibers everywhere and it really irritates my nose. So that's it for tonight. I'm gonna work a little bit on organizing my needles and crochet hooks and stuff, and I'm gonna work on getting all this back in the dresser. And then probably tomorrow night I will give another update. It'll be in like 2 seconds for you guys, but I keep telling myself I have to get this done before I move, and this will make moving much easier. I move in a couple of months because that's when my lease is up. What I didn't do today was, call other apartment complexes to nail down a place to move to. Welcome to day 2. I just spent way too long getting the camera adjusted for this shot. I also listened back to some of the audio from yesterday, and I can't talk into the mic like this. I have to talk into the side of it. Anyway, that is so unrelated. I really thought, as someone with ADHD, that the idea of doing a video like this, where I'm kind of like filming over multiple days or filming over the course of a project, would be really difficult for me, because it would require a lot of like tearing down and setting up of equipment and like remembering to film something. And that is kind of true. But what I've also found is that I came home and was extremely motivated to film. Normally after work, I'm like, no, don't make me do anything. But that did not happen today. What we're going to get into today is organizing all of my notions and like my supplies and tools and stuff like that, because I have so much in different places and I need to like consolidate everything. I was watching some of the footage from yesterday. You can hear the fucking moans from Heated Rivalry. This little guy, this headlamp my dad gave me, this is my best friend. So good for when I'm working in the dark or with a dark yarn. Dare I say this is the best I've ever looked. Half of this footage really is me just navigating menus to watch Arcane, of which I watched both seasons during this project. And also, please tell me in the comments who your favorite Arcane character is. Mine is a tie between Vi and Victor. Anyone else just have like stitch markers and random needles and shit everywhere in their house? Because I sure do. All things considered, this part of the project was very therapeutic and honestly didn't take that long. And you will notice an obscene amount of pill bottles. I have to do something with them. I have way too many, so I do use them for organization. These were my mom's fabric scissors from when she was in like middle school, I think. Oh, there was a sewing needle in there. One of my friends got me this from Joann's before they closed down. This is my absolute favorite tape measure. This is my absolute favorite crochet hook for plushies. It's a Clover and More in a 2.25. I've made like almost every plushie that I've ever made with this crochet hook. There is no reason for me to have knitting needles this big. I've definitely only used them once. And then I got to organize all my crochet hooks in this little binder thing by size. That was very satisfying, although it will not stay like this. I'm going to continue to use this as my Everyday Notions pouch. So I'm going to put my 2 most common crochet hooks in here, stitch markers, tape measure, yarn needles,
snippies, my black and white thread, and my sewing needles in there. That's good for right now. Good afternoon. Day 3 of this project and no end in sight. Well, possibly an end today, but the deeper I get into it, the more I find. And I'm telling myself that this is a good thing because this will help me significantly for when I move. However, right now, Jesus Christ. You can see here, I've done a lot more unraveling, which is both good and bad because I'm emptying out my things that need unraveled, but now I have more yarn. So I am running out of space in these 3 drawers that I was using. So I'm going to have to go to the 4th, and I want to keep all of the yarn in that dresser, if at all possible. So what I've decided is to enlist the help of these 2 other sets of drawers that are behind me. And the brown one is going to be for crafting, and the white one is going to be for beauty stuff. So I have to clean out both of these sets of drawers as well, which will not take as long as the yarn because I don't have to wind anything, but it's still a whole other task. So I think it's time to get going on this. I just realized the brown one is like not visible. That one, I was sitting directly in front of it.
I found so much stuff in these drawers, like this Foxini, this Stray Kids poster, my stapler, my Robert Pattinson tapestry, this 1 terabyte external hard drive. I have no idea what's on that, by the way, and I have not looked. My TXT Reese's Puffs, my electric toothbrush charger. Why the hell was that in there? This bottom drawer is mostly stationery things, so paper, markers, washi tape, stamps, stickers, all kinds of stuff that I used to use when I was really big into bullet journaling. The second drawer is just kind of random crafts. There's like earring stuff for photo cards. These are even more stickers. The top drawer will be for my crochet and knitting supplies and sewing. I did have a minor crash out looking for this blue 31 bag because why the fuck do I have so many tote bags?
You ever like go through your stuff and realize how much shit you have? I'm at a point where I feel like I want to throw away everything I own. I could go on a rant about American consumer culture and how this isn't normal and that we shouldn't do this, but I won't do that because that's not what this video is about. Although, if you want to take this video as being about American consumer culture and why you shouldn't be like me, do with that information what you will. My smaller sets of drawers are done and organized, and I'm feeling pretty good about them. I'm like keeping a lot of crafting stuff because I just want to have options, you know? Maybe I'm a craft hoarder. We don't have to get into that. Next up is just going to be finishing up the dresser and then clearing off the top of the dresser. So I religiously save all of my yarn scraps and fabric scraps because I use them for stuffing, so I don't have to use as much polyfill. I might have a problem. This whole bag is full of scraps. So I'm glad they're all consolidated in one place, but this is a problem I'm going to have to address eventually. It's a disaster in here, but I think it's a manageable disaster.
I cannot overstate how much time I spent unraveling things. I don't know how many times I've said unravel in this video, but if you did that as a drinking game, you would probably die. It ended up taking up a lot of room in the dresser, and now all 4 drawers are full of yarn, and that's a little alarming. So I will not be purchasing any yarn for the next like 2 to 5 years.
Oh my god, these baskets are empty and I have no immediate plans to fill them with anything. Now it's time for the top of the dresser. This is not all of my albums. All of my Stray Kids albums are in a separate place. And I kind of like forced myself to keep them confined to this shelf. So my BTS Butter Funko Pops. And I'm really trying to get rid of them, but they're not worth anything. So my best friend just got me a couple new albums for my birthday. She got me The Star Chapter Sanctuary by TXT and Minisode 3 Tomorrow. And then this is my girlfriend's copy of Bad Feminist that I have not read yet. So I guess you could call me a bad feminist. That was a horrible joke. Also, I apologize. The lighting in here is really bad right now because it's like late afternoon. This little Chimmy keychain I was on my keys for a very long time and is very beat up, but I refuse to get rid of. I think this is from Hot Topic. My friend got me a BTS Poppet. Do I ever play with this? Absolutely not. But it was a funny joke. Some stitch markers and a pin. Wow. Never seen those before. This is my non-Stray Kids photo card binder. I have New Jeans by New Jeans. Rest in peace. The Name Chapter Freefall, aka one of the worst album packaging I've ever seen. We got Unforgiven by LE SSERAFIM. We got Anti-Fragile by LE SSERAFIM. Golden Hour Part 2 by ATEEZ. This is a gorgeous album. Like the packaging is gorgeous. The Dream Chapter Star by TXT that I bought at FYE back in like 2019. The Name Chapter Temptation. Oh my god, I had another copy of Sanctuary. I didn't even realize that. ITZY Gold Zone by Jihyo, my wife. If my girlfriend is watching this, that was a joke. She would agree with me. Between 1 and 2 by Twice. We got Ready to Be by Twice. FE304 Break by NMIXX, my beloveds. Favorite girl group by far. 2 copies of FE304 Stick Out, not Step Out. I'm so Stray Kids brained. Strategy by Twice. A friend bought this for me for my birthday last year, I think. FE304 Forward by NMIXX. I went to K-Pop Nara in Chicago, and I think this might have been the only copy they had. This packaging is fucking weird, but there's really cool posters in here. Proof, the compact version. Do I need to say who it's by? D-Day. We got Jack in the Box. Smooth like butter. I think my ex-boyfriend bought this for me. Then I couldn't get rid of it online. We got Map of the Soul Persona. Love Yourself Her, Love Yourself Tear, Love Yourself Answer, aka one of the best album trilogies in K-pop. Will not be taking any notes on that. You Never Walk Alone. I have some really dingy BT21 keychains. I believe both of these are from the Line Friend store in New York from when I was in high school. Indigo of Golden. I have 2 copies of Face. Fun fact, I don't listen to this album like at all anymore, so I don't know why I bought 2 copies. I think I was just really obsessed with it at the time and not doing well mentally. Face Yourself. B. Young Forever. I love the packaging on this one. Map of the Soul 7. Why were these so large? I did have all 4 at one point. BTS World. Let me know in the comments if you remember BTS World. Because like, what the fuck was that app? Does it still exist? I don't know. And last but not least, we have Layover, which is some of the cutest album packaging. We did it, Joe! We organized the whole dresser and all the yarn. Oh my god. It's finally done. I can finally show you guys. There's actually enough light today for me to film this part. This corner of the room gets so dark, so I had to wait for a day where I could do this during the day. Oh my god, I'm so excited to show you guys. I didn't film me actually organizing the albums. I don't know why I didn't do that. That's okay. I'll show you guys what it looks like.
See how much cleaner this corner is? The dresser, the floor, the closet. It looks so much better over here. The only thing left to unravel is the 2 blankets, and the rest of the basket is empty. Thank God. The albums are organized by artist with BTS on the left, girl groups in the middle, and TXT on the right, and a little Taehyun postcard. The top drawer is mostly cotton with a little bit of wool sock yarn and my mystery basket. The second drawer is entirely acrylic yarn. The third drawer is repurposed acrylic. And the fourth drawer is repurposed natural fiber yarn. I stashed the Funko Pops over here for now. The first drawer is knitting, crocheting, and sewing supplies. The second drawer is various crafts. And the third drawer is mostly stationery, as well as my TXT Reese's Puffs boxes and my label maker.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that even if you're not into fiber arts or you're not into K-pop, that you had fun with this video. I had so much fun editing it. I've actually done most of the editing of this video before I'm filming this part, so I know a lot of the little fun little bits that I threw in, and I'm very excited about that. This was a lot of fun to make, and so I hope that everyone likes it, because I would love to make more like this. Especially once I move, I would love to make videos kind of showing me organizing my new apartment. So should I do this? Should I do my little baby wave? Have a great day. Stay warm. If you're snowed in, enjoy your time inside. Bye.